Hi, Freeland Middle School in-person learners. I wanted to just go over the first week of school with all of you and with your families to make sure that we have a few need-to-knows taken care of before we start the first day and the first week of school. So I'm going to just go over a few slides. At the end of this video, I'm going to email this video as well as the actual presentation to all of our families to make sure that you all feel ready to go for either your Monday or Tuesday start date. Just before we get started, as a reminder, our A through L students will start school on Monday. Our M through Z students will start school on Tuesday. Our expectation when you are in your home days is that you're just working on homework that you may have, but otherwise your teachers are not going to be giving you any kind of new instruction or any kind of directions or anything that you need to do for those off days. This will only take place for our K-8 learners the first 2 weeks of school. After the first 2 weeks of school, you will be in school 5 days a week in person. So from week 3 and on, we will expect to have you here 5 days a week in person. If you have questions on that, feel free to email me. My email will be at the end of this presentation. So I've had a couple questions on Flex because it's a new exploratory elective type class that we have posted on all of your Skyward schedules. So I wanted to spend some time talking about Flex and what you can expect. If you are a middle school student and that has a class called Flex in Skyward, here's what you can expect. For the first 3 weeks of school, we are going to spend that time introducing the expectations for in-person learning, preparing our students to go virtual if possible throughout the year. So like we know there might be times when we have to dip into phase 3 for a couple weeks and then we have to come back to in-person learning. So what we want to do is whether it happens or not, we want to make sure our students are fully prepared if they do have to go into a remote learning environment like we found ourselves in this March. So we are going to cover Zoom etiquette, email usage, daily schedule, and Google Drive organization throughout this time. We'll also take a look at Classroom, make sure our students are connected with Classroom, and just really make sure that at the right start of the year, we are ready to go if we ever have to go into a virtual remote learning situation. After the third week of school, when we've done all of this work, weeks 4 through 9 will shift to a more traditional exploratory rotation, something like art or woodworking, media literacy. So how that will look is during the first during weeks 4 through 9, we will have a condensed exploratory. I'm not going to say all of these right now, but you can see here what each teacher will shift to. So if you have Miss Deshone right now, she'll end up being a math student support. So you might end up shifting your class a little bit if you don't have to have that. If you have Mr. Nixon, you might be in a team sports class or a history of sports class. And so weeks 4 through 9 will feel a lot more like a traditional exploratory rotation. There are a couple unique situations, so I want to go over those. So if you have 7th grade Scholastic Solutions, then on the first day of school, you will actually report to room 90 for your Scholastic Solutions hour. You won't do a Flex hour. However, the Flex material will be presented during that Scholastic Solutions class. If you are a band student in 7th or 8th grade, the first day of school, you will report to your band's classroom. So band for 7th grade is either 1st or 2nd hour, and band for 8th grade is 6th hour. Mr. Shaw will be meeting all of you in the hallway. So if you just don't know where the band room is and you want to meet in the front hallway, he will be there to be able to escort you to your band classroom. He will also be going over some of those Flex lessons that you would have had if you were in a Flex. So if you're in band or Scholastic Solutions, you will have this slide here with all the Zoom etiquette, email usage, etc. It will just be done in a different class setting. Drop off and pickups expectations. I just want to go over really quickly in case you don't know. If your child rides the bus drop-off will be on the middle school side every day. Students will be dropped off anytime around 7:20 to 7:35 if they take the bus, and will walk straight to their classroom. If your child is being dropped off by a family member, then students will be dropped off on the high school side. There are no exceptions to this, so you do need to drop off on the high school side of the building if you are going to be dropping your child off every day. Students cannot enter the building until 7:25. We will have breakfast from 7:25 to 7:40. That will be in the middle school hallway. It will be a grab and go style. Some additional details: if you have a child who rides a bike or or walks to school, they're welcome to do that on either side, so they can come in on the middle or the high school side. However, just know that there are buses on the middle school side. Just make sure they know to be cautious around the buses. No student is permitted to enter the building until 7:25 a.m. And at the end of the day, our students must immediately leave the building unless there is some sort of practice that's already been predetermined. If our kids are absent, one of the things we're asking for and really stressing this year is that you do not send your child to school if your child is sick. And so please make sure, it's very important to ensure the health and safety of our students this year, that we keep students home when they are feeling sick. And so we do have a plan for this. If your child is sick, they're encouraged to email each of their individual teachers to ask for a Zoom link so that they can do a live Zoom session into their class. These will only be given to students if they are requested. And so if your child is sick, please have them email each of their teachers requesting this Zoom link. We also have an absent work link that is available on the Freeland Schools website. I'll show you in a minute. It looks like this. And so let's say you're absent and you want to look at Mrs. Deshawn's math classes. You would click on the absent work link, and then click on whatever week it is. So this is the week 1 materials. And you'll see here that there's an actual schedule for each day already set up so that you can keep track of things. Even if you're not in school in person, you can still keep track of things. So where that is if you go to the Freeland Schools website, www.freelandschools.net, you then click Sites. Oh, let me move myself down. And you click Freeland Middle School, Menu, and then Daily FMS Agenda right here. So you click Daily FMS Agenda and it will take you straight to this absent work. Each teacher has their own unique way in which they are going to provide information to you. So you would just find your different teachers and use that to be able to to be able to access all of your absent work materials. Finally, our learning management system this year is going to be Google Classroom. So your child will be expected to check into Google Classroom every day when they are absent. And so please make sure that you are utilizing Google Classroom as another tool when we do have students who are absent. So we know that that doesn't answer all of the questions. There are still probably many more that will be coming, but we also don't want to overwhelm you with too much information. So I hope this gives you enough information to understand what the first week of school will look like with our A, B, A through L, M through Z, with what flex will look like, what will happen if we're absent, how do we drop off our students, and really from there, just know that we are going to continue to communicate with you on a daily or weekly basis in a variety of formats to make sure you're getting what you need to feel comfortable with your in-person learning situation this year. As always, can't wait to see all of you on Monday, and have a great last weekend of summer. If you need to get a hold of me, my contact information is right here, wolfr@freelandschools.net, or you can contact me at 989-692-4032. Have a great weekend, and I can't wait to see all of you on Monday.